Hi, my name is Dr. Brian Bergh, and I'm an orthodontist in Glendale. And my son is Briley, and I wanted to share a little bit about our experience with Ucan Prep. So before we started with Ucan Prep, Briley's a gifted child, and he was doing really well in school. He took the ACT, and that's the test he was most comfortable with. He had scored a 31 the first time and a 33 the second time. And so most people would say, I think that that's pretty good. And he had a pretty close to a 4.0 at school, a lot of APs and those types of things. But when we really looked at it, he had his goals set on some more elite schools. We were looking at USC and Berkeley, UCLA, and I just felt that I really wanted him to have the opportunity to be able to excel and get into those schools. We decided to hire Ucan Prep, and with Melody, Tanner, and Jonathan, to work with him in regards to increasing those scores, figuring out what he needed to be able to excel at the application process, to be able to almost guarantee that he would be able to get into those top schools of his choice. So during the process, I found it rather fascinating to see how motivated he became to be able to move forward and really excel. He came to me and said, one time I remember he said, "Dad, if I get a 35, do I need to take it again to get a 36? And that was a little bit, we had a little bit of a discussion there, but it told me that he was really focused on trying to do the absolute best that he could, and really that came from his coaching and from his interaction with the trainers and the coaches at Ucan Prep. Fast forward to after, he was actually accepted into USC, UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC Santa Barbara, and many others across the country. In fact, every single school he applied to, he got in. We had over $500,000 worth of scholarships that were offered to him, and I was really proud of that and thank the Ucan Prep group for that instruction, for that guidance, for the opportunity for us and him to be able to do that. What would I do if we were to do things a little bit differently? Because Briley started a little bit late. I thought, as a gifted child, that we really actually didn't even need this. And what I learned is that it's really beneficial to start as early as possible. He started at the end of his junior year, and because of things that he'd done before, he was okay. What I found was that in order to ensure, so if we had wanted to get a merit scholarship at USC or possibly UCLA or Berkeley, that there needed to be additional planning. And so we started a little bit late. We didn't get all of that. And so I would definitely recommend, if you're looking to those elite schools, that you really plan early. If you're sitting on the fence, you've got a gifted child, you feel that they've got the best chance of getting in, really look, it's getting more and more competitive, it's getting more and more critical. I know at USC this year they dropped down to an 11% acceptance rate. That surprised us, but those top schools, you get into the Ivy League and they're looking at even 5 and 6%. So really focusing in on that, if that's your goal, that you want to make sure that you get started as early as possible. And the Ucan Prep group can help you with that. They can guide you in that regards as to when the timing is. So start earlier thinking about it. I mean, even starting the process, and not necessarily a process with them, but starting to think about it middle school, first year of high school, and then moving in and getting their guidance. I can't recommend enough Ucan Prep. They've been wonderful. They work with my son really well. Tanner is an amazing fellow, amazing tutor, if you want to call him that. Somebody that motivates. My son, he had to get up early on a Saturday morning for multiple Saturdays in a row and interact with the test. But the reason that he excelled at that and the motivation that he had was the outside people that were helping him, and he knew they were there to help him. And I can't say enough about Tanner and his motivation, Melody and her ability to be able to work with them on the college essays, really guiding them. Obviously not writing it for them, but helping them in regards to refining the process, looking at what their strengths are, looking at how they should organize it, looking at what it takes to be able to present yourself in the best possible way. And Jonathan, with his college planning and also his unique knowledge of marketing. Now, some people may say, well, what does marketing have to do with college prep? Well, you as a student, you as a parent, you are actually marketing yourself, your child, to that group of people who is accepting. So Jonathan's understanding of what moves people, what motivates people, what influences people is invaluable in regards to helping you through that process. And then also knowing what colleges to apply to. What are your goals and objectives? Does it make sense to apply to this college when it's really not going to work out for you? Or is there a strategic move in regards to, well, if I apply to this, can I use that for something else? Like if I get a scholarship here, is there a possibility that I could leverage that to possibly get a merit scholarship from another institution? If you care about your child's future, if you care about the influence that they're going to have in regards to their schooling, college planning, I can't recommend Ucan Prep highly enough.